Hey guys, what is up? My name is Max. So today we're going to be doing a new YouTube channel, and with that, my first video. So today we're going to be learning how to make our games look so much better in Unity. Now, to start out with, Unity is not like Unreal Development or anything like that. It doesn't have the image effects built in. You have to have the Pro version. The 30-day trial or the licensed version will both work great. And what we're going to be doing is adding image effects to our camera. So I want you to get into your scene, or whatever the case may be, find your main camera, which will be tagged, here, let me get to it, which will be tagged as the main camera in the inspector. Okay, and then we'll have a whole bunch of options as far as image effects goes. The first one, sun shaft, I do not suggest using unless you have the right lighting. As you can see, I have a pretty bright angular light, so it comes at an angle about here, so that won't look good in my scene. Sunshaft is basically like little god rays, as some people call them, and they come through trees and stuff, but I don't like adding them in this kind of scene because it doesn't look good. So we're going to skip Sunshaft, but if you do want Sunshaft, just go to Component, Image Effects, and Rendering, and you'll see it right there, along with Global Fog, excuse me. Okay. So color correction curves, this is a must if you're going to be doing any first person or third person gaming with Unity or game design. And basically it's going to make our colors look so much better. So this is an example of what that looks like. So as you can see, the colors are very, very rich and nice, and much better than they were just a second ago. Now the scene isn't the greatest scene in the world. This is just a demo. So the quality isn't super great, but definitely something we need to add. So go to Component, Image Effect, and then we'll be going to Color Adjustment, Color Correction Curves, and Saturation. There's also Ramping, 3D Lookup Tool. I've never tried that, but I think I should. And then a bunch of other stuff that we don't really need to worry about. Okay, so once you have that script into your camera, make sure your camera is selected when you go to Component, Image Effect, and then click on that. And basically you'll get this. Now the saturation will be quite low to start out with. I'd say 1.1 is where I like mine, but your mileage may vary, so just kind of mess around with it and see what you think. So that is the first thing we're going to want to do. Now, if you do not have this image effect bar right here, go down to your project folder, import package, image effects, and like I said before, you do have to have Pro in order to take advantage of these, but definitely suggest doing so. Okay, so once we've done that, you can mess around with color correction, whatever you want, and your settings or whatever. Now, anti-aliasing is the next step. Anti-aliasing is very, very important, especially in first person or third person gaming. Second person, not really. 2D isn't really great for anti-aliasing because I just don't find it as important. Your mileage may vary though, so we're going to want to go to Component, Image Effect, Other, Anti-aliasing. Now in this selection I use SSAA, but it'll start off as FXAA3 Council, which I believe evidently the councils use, which I wouldn't want to. So just click SSAA, and there's going to be no settings for that, so just is what it is. And if it gives you an error, go to Edit, Project Settings, Quality, and then turn anti-aliasing off if you have it. And then your camera will take care of it and not the actual game engine, which can be a little harsher on your GPU, but really not too bad. So once you have anti-aliasing in there, I'll show you what it looks like real quick. It makes our scene look nice and smooth. You don't have that harsh rendering that you get without anti-aliasing. And in the background it looks really nice. Good performance from Unity as far as anti-aliasing goes. So that's a definite must. Okay, so once you have anti-aliasing down, the next thing we want to utilize is camera motion blur. Now obviously this script does basically say itself and what it does, and basically it just blurs your character's vision when you're moving. like before, go to Component, Image Effect, and then Camera, Camera Motion Blur. And then Velocity Max, I believe is at 7 or 8, change it down to 5. If you'd like, that's where I have it, because the blur isn't too much, but it isn't too little, so I'll show you how that looks. My character has a really sensitive mouse, so I have to change that. But as you can see, it blurs. You might not be able to tell in the video, but it does blur, and that's really nice. It definitely gives it a more appealing feel when you're moving around, especially really fast with the mouse. So mess around with the motion blur settings for a while, get those to your liking. And the last thing, which is definitely just my opinion, I really like crease shading, which adds shade around edges. So I'll click that on, Component, Image Effects. I believe we are edge detection, crease shading. Now, once we apply crease shading, there's really no settings we need to change, and as you can see, there's a little bit of shading along all the creases, evident of the name, and that gives our scene, I feel, a little more depth. It just makes it a little better. Sorry, guys, as an experience. So that pretty much wraps it up. We have a bunch of different things, and this will kind of work its way down. It's just going to be harder for your computer to run. So if you have like a laptop or something like that, or a weaker desktop computer, these things are going to be harder to use. But definitely, if you can, use them, because this will make your game look so much better and just overall a better experience. So if you guys like this video, please like it, and if you disliked it, dislike it for me. Please subscribe. There will be more Unity tutorials coming soon. Have a nice day, guys.